everyone. Welcome into another edition of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Tony Sapita. I'm joined again by my co-host, Nick Barr. Nick, how you feeling? We're coming up on the last 12 games of the season, and we got some pretty exciting news. And it's time to be a Bulls fan right now.
It is. It's exciting. We kind of control our own destiny as to whether we, get a pretty good 4 seed or whatever, or we end up in a playing game. So the stakes are high, and luckily we do have the Patrick Williams back for this. So that's kind of what we'll be discussing first. But then Tony will probably touch a little bit on, this remaining stretch where it's pretty crucial, and but again, control our own destiny. That's what it's all about, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And like Nick said, we'll start with Patrick Williams. Then we'll kind of give a little overview on the last 12 games. My first little just overall statement, though, just kind of on the games coming up, is I am still mad at the NBA schedule makers. I hate them, him, her, whoever it is, whoever is head chief schedule master. I hate you, because so the last time we played the Bucks, obviously it was in Chicago. That was off a back-to-back, second night of a back-to-back. Tuesday we play the Bucks, second night of a back-to-back, and we're going from Chicago to Milwaukee. Again, not that far, but still, it's not your home court. You're probably, it's still some travel time mixed in there. It's why do we have to play the Bucks off a back-to-back? There's no reason. It's not the Pistons. It's like, okay, whatever. It's game 2. Doesn't matter.
Right.
This should be, in theory, we're good again. This should be an exciting game. Give us a chance. That's what I want. So that, very annoyed at that. But Nick, what are we excited about?
Well, we are excited about the return of Patrick Williams. But one real comment here. I think I agree with you. And it also just sucks because of our own circumstances, which, again, we control our own destiny. We have controlled our own destiny, except for the injuries. Yeah. Actually, we really haven't. But anyways, these 2 games, actually, they're back-to-backs. That kind of sucks. And like you said, they're not just against Pistons. Not only are they not just against Pistons, but they also mean a lot. These are 2 teams that, the Raptors were competing for a spot with, basically. We want to beat them so that we don't have to be in their position now, which is looking like they're going to be in a playing game. We don't necessarily want that. Now, I know people don't want this smoke either. They don't want to play the Bulls in the playing game, but we don't really want to do that either. So we really want to win both games, especially just like there's a little bit more behind the Bucks where, the whole Grayson Allen thing, we didn't get our revenge that we needed to get back. And now we really need to do it. And not only from a revenge point, but also just, finishing with a higher seed would be nice as well for us. Yeah. So, but yes, we are looking forward to Patrick Williams back since October 28th, I think. I was actually at that game when he, his last one versus the Knicks. And, Tony, he's obviously not going to be asked to play a huge scoring role. We still have DeMar and Zach LaVine. So, but I think there are different expectations for him now. And I think we've said that probably at the beginning of the season, but, we're basically reiterating it because he played 5 games. He played against the Pistons. He played 28. He was playing around 28, 20. Yeah, around probably averaged 28 minutes. He had 6 points in that game, 24 minutes, 8 points. He had 30 minutes, 9 points, 26 minutes, 4 points. So his time went down a little bit. And then obviously in that last game, he only played 16 minutes, but it was actually looking really good, which almost made the whole injury thing sting a lot harder. Was like, it felt like he finally was catching his rhythm in that 5th game. Like his confidence was clearly not there. He's still a real young kid. He doesn't necessarily at times seem like he has the same confidence that Io has. Maybe he'll be a little bit inspired by Io and how he's been able to thrive as a rookie. Of course, he's going to make rookie mistakes, but just to be aggressive like that, he's got a awesome frame for it. He's a great NBA prospect. So if he can play if some of that confidence rubs off from Io, that would be fantastic, because Tony, we obviously really could use him. Now, again, I don't think we should set the bar too high. The biggest thing I'm looking forward to, Tony, and I'm sure you can probably agree with this, is just purely size. Javonte Green works so freaking hard, man, but they say he's 6'5". He's like 6'3". And he's like kind of a skinny dude, but he can just absolutely jump out of the gym. And he is pretty physical too. Don't get me wrong. He's awesome. But I think like taking some pressure off of him at the 4 spot, which is not his position. Derek Jones Jr. Was playing a little bit in there. Maybe we would slide DeMar in there. So it'll kind of get people back to their comfortable positions. I'm hoping, at the very least, get some more rebounds too. A lot better pick and roll defense, I'm hoping. Obviously Lonzo is what's really going to go back up, but we've dropped to 20th in the league now, Tony, for overall defense. And a lot of that, and we have Caruso back now, and yes, the impact is shown, but we still are clearly showing some frustrating performances on D. I mean, we saw a lot of that in the Suns game. We don't really need to get into that game. But listen, and finally, I'm hoping once we get Lonzo back that P will have some fresh legs, run the court, get a lot of fast break points that way, get his confidence up, and hopefully, go into the playoffs with some confidence, because like I said, he's not going to be our high usage guy. That's DeMar and Levine, but he needs to have an impact clearly for us to be a better team, because we're not looking great right now.
Yeah, I completely agree. Patrick Williams, that is what sucked about this year being the year that he missed, which I don't know, maybe certain other guys wouldn't have had the breakout if he wasn't out,
right?
Whatever. But like we saw with Io, and what we think, I know we predict, I don't know, predict's the right word. Either way, we think that the reason like Io had his big breakout was Caruso being like, all in his ear, DeMar being in his ear, being like, here's what you do, here's how you be a professional. And it does suck that Patrick Williams missed out on that. Obviously, just the playing time in general, getting a chance to get shots up, play against guys, just get better, practice, whatever. But it is also being taught by just some of these great guys we have. And maybe he has been listening this whole time. And so maybe some of that will come out.
Yeah, but if you're sitting out, dude, oh my God, you got to check out so hard.
Yeah, I know.
It's probably so hard not to look at your phone. Like if you think about it, if you're them,
especially like,
that's
if you miss a game or two, you miss
games.
Exactly. You miss 1 game, 2 games, whatever. But you're just like, no, it's October the entire season. And it's like, oh, okay, it's game 37. Yeah, we're playing we're in Detroit. Yeah, no, that's funny. I completely agree with you. I wonder if that'd be interesting to talk to someone about that. That doesn't have to be like, oh no, I'm always, got my Gatorade ready to give to the guy, do my part. It's like, no, dude, I forgot who we played yesterday. I just,
right. I was at the game he got hurt at, and I'm just this whole time, like this half hour before we started recording, I was like trying to think, because I was watching some of his highlights from that game, because that's when he finally started to catch a little confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being hype on that, but then I just don't remember like when he, like at what point he got injured and what play it was. Cause I remember plenty of like things, like I remember literally hearing Tibbs's scraggly voice and getting teed up. That was one of my favorite parts of the game, not gonna lie.
Of course.
But I just don't remember the injury. But anyways, I think we're all looking forward to it. Hopefully he soaked up a little bit of game there. I wouldn't expect him to pay attention the whole time, but in those, it's really like, in those moments, like those fourth quarter moments, or those moments where they're making a run to come back, that's probably when it's more important to listen if you're a rookie, right? Like you don't have to listen to everything. You don't have to know their out of bounds play. Like it won't probably get you that, get you anywhere. But yeah, we are looking forward to it. I think size regardless, if anything. But Tony, do you want to talk a little bench mob real quick before we talk about the remainder of the season that like I said, is very, very crucial?
I do. And before I do the ad for the bench mob, I'll kind of lead into it with a little bench mob talk, parlaying off the Patrick Williams stuff. I think him coming back right now is very crucial. It's almost, in my mind, might be better than if he came back. I mean, obviously we would have liked him back earlier, but like for his mentality, for his mindset right now, like, was it 2 weeks ago? Because he's probably not thinking, oh man, I have to automatically be at this high level that all these guys are. All these guys are putting, working their asses off already. Like I gotta do everything out there. So hopefully it's kind of like, hey, we know you're gonna make us better. Just go out there. We're just getting ramped up for the playoffs. Let's kind of just try to keep the ship steady. Or he's about to go out there and say, basically, I have to save this team and just, maybe overplay. I don't know though.
I'm with you. I think in this case, it seems lower the lower the pressure, the better. I think. Just like I mean, he's 20 years old. Like he just and like I said, he's
He's only
had
played
some of
one
those
season. Yeah, he might as well be.
lapses, and he's played one season.
Yeah, it might as well be the end of like a rookie season basically for him because last year was just weird. It was only 72 games. That's why the Bucks championship doesn't count. Also,
True.
But yeah, because it was with Billy Donovan, but they had Vooch. That was basically Levine obviously too. But yeah. So speaking of the bench mob, speaking of the guys that we're filling in for our boys before they've started to come back. So before we kind of get into the final stretch run here, we'd like to thank our sponsor, the Bench Mob. The Bench Mob started in 2020 and has reemerged in 2021 to represent the best bench players in the league. I think we can all agree with that. They're starters on, probably, 40-50% of teams. You could argue out there, obviously, maybe not some of the playoff teams. But to get your Bench Mob merch, head over to the link in our description. Use code J20, JY20 to get 20% off your order. Shy Slam a Jamma shirt. Love this shirt to death.
Love them.
Wear it all the time. So we got 12 games left. Got 12 games left of the season.
That's it.
We need probably an immediate impact from Patrick Williams. After what I just said about it, we probably need him to.
It feels like it.
Yeah, and you actually made a good point, Nick. Where obviously we're fighting for seeding at this point. And what's interesting is we have to win game. We can't just lose all 12. We have not clinched that officially.
Sure. Yeah, true.
But
that's a good point.
What is interesting is because the league is so good right now, at least in the East, is so good. And I don't want to say this, we should always win all the games. We could probably afford to lose a couple games and still be okay if we're almost focusing on Patrick Williams getting back in the swing of things, just in general, making sure the team chemistry is there. Just because I think a lot of these teams are going to beat up on each other down the stretch.
For sure, man.
We even said like the Pistons were playing good for some reason. I don't know why they'll just keep tanking for that pick like that. There's definitely some surprise losses that I think could kind of save us if we maybe drop a couple games we shouldn't, like our first home game off a 5-game road stretch to the Clippers. I'm a little worried about that one already. Clippers coming in. Right. So I'll kind of set up what we got left, and then Nick, I'll let you get your comments into any more specific stuff. So we got 12 games left. We play Toronto Raptors Monday night tonight. I assume I'm going to be dropping this on Monday. I will be there most likely. So say what's up if you see me. Then
boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. Next day, because chief schedule maker is just a devil. Whatever we want to
or devil. It. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just a demon spawn.
I was going to be a little nicer for a Sunday.
Yeah,
but we can do that.
The first time, maybe it's like when they had to reschedule that. Oh, is this a reschedule Raptors game? That might be part of it.
No, I think we've done those. I was looking at that actually. I'm pretty sure I could be wrong.
Game too? Well, I guess they couldn't travel out of the country though. Either way, it doesn't matter. So we go to Milwaukee then. Right next day, within 24 hours, we play the Bucks, and that's a 5-game road stretch we have, which sucks to kind of end your season with that.
Yeah,
especially when we're still trying to get guys back, and Lonzo doesn't sound like he might not be ready this season. It's very
straight up. I don't know. I actually don't really know if he's going to play at all.
Very troublesome comments coming out about that, so we're not sure. But then which I guess this is kind of nice, we get a 5-game home stretch right off that 5-game road stretch. So there's your 10 games in between the Monday game against the Raptors here, and then we end the season up in Minnesota against the honestly scary right now Timberwolves. Cat is having just a heck of a stretch here. This is
I mean, if you ask me, okay, I'll be honest. If you asked me to bet on, like, if the Bulls and Timberwolves played tonight, like instead, like tonight, right now, I would not bet on the Bulls. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, unfortunately, I
just
agree.
For right now, I think they're better. Like, I think they'll go farther. Blah blah blah. But I right now, I would not.
Well, I'll say it. I'll never bet against my own teams. I would bet.
No,
Bulls,
I never.
But
I never
it would be
will.
money. I'd be like, I'm not going to win this money. That's basically how I would look at it. Just because.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Yeah, I agree with you though.
Now I look shitty.
Okay. Bad Bulls fan. It's okay. That's what we all say about you.
I'll never do that though. But
either way, do you have any specific comments? Games coming up? What you got here?
I mean, you covered it. I mean, you're right. I mean, but we do, and I've been kind of harping on it the whole time here. We have control over getting a top 4 seed, and that sounds pretty good when you say it out loud. especially just with how frustrating the last like 10 games have been. And honestly, even just since the All-Star break, how frustrating it's been to be a Bulls fan a little bit, right? But yeah, I mean, we really need to win. We got to beat the Raptors. And I think like DeMar kind of, he feels like he's due for one. You know, it's not like he's fallen off. He just isn't having that like extraterrestrial performance every night that he was having before that. Okay. So I mean, that's just what it is. That's just where our expectations go. And you see him doing it every night, even on back to back. So I hope he feels like he's due. I feel like he's due. And then we can kind of like, just respectfully observe Patrick Williams, see what we're going to really get, because we'll get a couple games here where, he's coming back early enough to where like we can get a little bit of a taste for, all right, are we going to win a playoff game or not? It's kind of, I mean, I hate to like put it like that. I don't think it all rides on him, but I think it'll give us a better outlook, especially with, maybe Lonzo being out. This might be our roster now, right, from here on out. So keep that in mind. But listen, man, we've lost 8 of our last 10. Let's get this one. I mean, it kind of feels like a must win, especially just because we're flirting with the playing game. We're only 2 games ahead of the Raptors. So obviously giving them a win, head to head to us is huge for them. So, and they've, like you said, everyone in the East feels like they've gotten better except for us sometimes, at least the relevant teams. Okay. I'll put it that way. Top 10 teams, I feel like they've all gotten better and we've gotten a little bit worse. So feels like a couple must wins. We got to prove it to the Bucks, even if it's just to give a nice middle finger to Grayson Allen. Let's please beat them. I know we're on a back-to-back, but I guess we'll get a feel for what Patrick Williams we're going to get, that we can kind of, set our expectations from there. But we're still winless against the top 3 teams in both conferences. We're 0-15 now. That stat kind of just slaps you in the face when you see it, like on Twitter. I mean, really, it's like, okay, we just can't beat the teams that are better than us. Okay, that's why they're better than us. Like, whatever. I mean, it's kind of dumb as shit if you think about it. I don't think it's that bad, but like, yeah, if we do want to do anything in the playoffs, that's when you do actually have to beat guys better than you. So fair enough, fair point, stat muse on Twitter. Okay, so we'll see Tuesday in Milwaukee. It's gonna be rocking.
Yeah, and I will say too, we had that great stretch again at the start of the year when we played like 12 straight playoff teams. I would have to look at the stats now, which I guess I could have done to find out if that where kind of everyone ended up now, because I don't remember the exact stretch that it was. But then everything else in the middle of the season, we were playing without so many guys, and it's like, we still can't beat the Phoenix Suns without half our roster. It's like, shocker. The Suns. I would not respect the Suns as an organization if they couldn't beat us with half our roster. That's okay. It's basketball.
100%. I agree. I mean, they're going to win it all. You got to, 100%.
That's the other thing too, is and I know it's like, we can't beat the top 3 teams, not the year. That's fine.
I know it's a tough pill to swallow. We're not saying that. Like, it does kind of suck when you but it's just, that's what it is. And it shouldn't be looked at as like, we suck. It's like, no, we're 5th.
Yeah. And it's our, we are 5th. That's a good point. We also it's our first year with all these guys. It's our second year under Billy Donovan, the first full 82 game season after COVID. Like I know it's all just excuses at this point, but it's not over. This isn't like the window isn't now closed after this year. We're going to get everyone back.
Right.
We got the draft coming up. I think we might be missing. Because I think we get that. We might be missing our first round pick still from Vooch. I don't know. I should know that as a Bulls official podcaster. But either way, my final comment is going to be real quick to the DeMar thing. You're right. I haven't noticed him being, I guess, Mr. Fourth Quarter, which was obviously what we were calling him. And I don't want to put any blame on him, which is why I'm about to say we haven't exactly put him in the spot to be Mr. Fourth Quarter, considering we were down 26 to the Suns, at the end of the third quarter. So it's not, I don't want to blame him as much. I'm sure he's tired too. Tired of just being like, I just got to do this again.
And like playing every game. Yeah, for sure.
But also being down 15, 20 points. Steph could do that. He'll hit a bunch of threes. It's not really
right. It's not his game when you're
it's no one's game really to be like, all right, no 20 again going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So I don't want to blame him completely. And I guess that is kind of where we'll close it. Nick, unless you got any final closing comments.
No, dude, that'll do it. Go Bulls, dude. Go Bulls.
Go Bulls.
Let's stop harping on them. Let's just fuck it. I know, but I mean, it sucks. We lost 8 out of 10, and that does it sucks for sure. But like, go Bulls, dude.
That part does suck. I will say it sucks to lose games. If we could at least, if we could just get to a point where we're winning like every other game, something where it's like, all right, there's some hope. But yeah, when it's just
that's
over
what it
and
felt.
over losing now.
Nah, it's not fun. Yeah, it's not fun. Feels like every other year.
Just another year. Am I right, folks? Yeah,
There
it feels like the Bears is what it feels like. But either way, I think we'll figure it out. I think Patrick Williams will be a fun little addition back to the team. And
agreed.
Yeah, so I think we'll figure it out from there. Who knows? But that'll do it for this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Tony Sapita. Thank you again to my co-host, Nick Barr. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Till next time, Bulls fans, keep seeing red.